Hello, today I'm sitting with a very dynamic leader who is at the helm of a multinational engineering organization working and involved in clean air, clean energy, and clean water. I'm sitting with Mr. Ashish Bhandari, who is the Managing Director and CEO of Thermax Group. Hi Ashish, pleasure to have you with us for Tuesdays with Titans. I'm really happy to interact with you. Talking about Thermax, Thermax has evolved significantly since its founding in 1966. So, what are the key moments in its journey that have shaped the vision of leaders in Thermax?
Okay. And Anupama, it's my pleasure to be here as well, and especially the opportunity to talk about one of the most important subjects, which is water and wastewater. Since its founding in the mid-60s, 1966, if I remember right, the core of Thermax was always around engineering, as you know, and also around doing things the right way and for the right reasons. And the boiler is where the company started, and it's an interesting example that story around the boiler business started, and around 10 years after that, the water business started. And the water business started because our boilers needed clean water. And in many places where Thermax was working, the boilers would fail because the water wasn't clean enough. So Thermax got into the water business. And so the legacy of water is quite old, even though the business has evolved quite a bit. Then many of those plants were creating pollution because the exhaust had particulate matter, was affecting the environment. So Thermax got into pollution control equipment. So many of the businesses Thermax got into were adjacencies to where it started. But that was 60 years ago. Over the last several decades, we have completely evolved to a company which I think the best part about Thermax is that it affects and addresses multiple sectors across India's infrastructure, industrial belt, from food, pharma, chemicals, rubber, to larger industries like refining, petrochemical. All of those industries are touched by Thermax. We are building a company which is very focused towards clean energy, clean water, clean air. And we are building a company which is not just about making things available, because availability is extremely important for a country that is India, but also focusing on the sustainability aspect, because what's the point about building tomorrow if we don't have anything left for using that tomorrow? Yeah. So that's the focus, that's the driver behind Thermax.
Because our research also says that your water business has grown. In fact, it has tripled in past 4 years, and maybe targeting say around 1,000 and 1,500 crores this fiscal year. So I really wanted to know what is the key behind this growth, and what kind of strategies are you planning to maintain this growth and further strengthen the sector?
As India's water needs are going through it's a systematic shift. Yeah, the entire water industry in India in my last 10 years has changed like never before. Yeah, because customers are demanding more technical solutions. Enforcement of water related regulation is a lot more. Demand from newer industries like semiconductors and all is creating. And then what we are seeing is, you take a look at commercial buildings, residential buildings, there's no water. In Pune, if you go, there is just, the buildings are coming up everywhere, but water is shortage. So the needs are quite real. And what this is driving is that the industry in some ways is consolidating. Water was one of the most fragmented industries in India. Yeah, almost every service that you can think of, there were tens of dozens of companies out there. And but I think that is changing. I think the future belongs to companies that are able to deliver what they say, are able to work in as I talked about, in a technologically leading manner, and in many of these areas develop technology for India, but then that can be taken to the rest of the world as well. So for me, for Thermax, I think the three areas that I'll repeat again, it's a business, while it is growing, needs a lot of investment, in terms of engineering processes, in terms of digital capability, in terms of plant, people, all of that. We're doing all of those investments. Second, we need to invest in technology. So technology partnerships, licenses, which again then will result in more manufacturing, R&D. And then thirdly, in more services capability and a digital layer that runs into how we service our customers as well. So those are the three big things.
Yes. And when you say that you're investing a lot in your R&D and R&D sector, segment basically, so you have also come up with a state-of-art manufacturing facility. So can you shed some light on that?
It's our pride and joy, because in the 50 plus year history of Thermax in the water space, this is the first large scale plant that we have put together. The plant has the capability to manufacture all kinds of equipment, from RO to desalination to sewage treatment and elements of our waste treatment solution. It has been constructed in a manner that we can overall bring manufacturing lead times down significantly. It has been done with thought towards bringing latest manufacturing processes, whether it be robotic welding, new age painting, all of those best-in-class processes. And finally, with a look towards getting more women on the shop floor. So when you go to the walkthrough, you will see many of the stations are being managed by women, led by women, and we are working towards having more women leaders across the plant. So we have thought about it in a very coherent manner. And that what you see in our water plant, again, is just one portion behind that, behind the scenes, in the way we do services, in the way we do digital, the way we are bringing engineering automation, the way we work with our customers. We are looking to change all of that for our water business.
Also, when we talk about environment, we talk about water. It's an industry which is continuously evolving. So how do you think, and what do you think could be the next possible shift, and what is your strategy to be ahead of the curve?
85% of India's water that goes into commercial and industrial use is wasted. Either because sewage treatment is not there, or if there is an effluent treatment or sewage treatment, it is not working well. The Prime Minister has been talking about cleaning up our rivers, getting more water become available. This is a driver of health in a big way. It is a driver about our collected consciousness, because our rivers is our legacy that our forefathers have given us. In Indian history, rivers have had significant significance. We treat them like our gods and goddesses, and what we are doing to them is just not right. On the other side, you have a lot of new industries that are coming up all across India. Whether it is textiles, semiconductors, chemical plants, a bunch of PLI initiatives. All of these industries are very water dependent, and yet we don't have water that is available. So in this ecosystem, the role that companies like Thermax can play, the answer is not that we don't grow or that we don't create industries. The answer is, how do you make this happen in a way that the water that you create in that system, you are able to reuse. So if you are able to take this number of 15% STP water usage to 85% water, we have suddenly created a massive pool of water that becomes available. If you are able to do desalination plants with relatively low energy, if we are able to create zero liquid discharge solutions so that we don't pollute our rivers. So those are becoming the big areas, and this becomes very easy to talk about to the younger generation as well. the younger generation of engineers, etc., that are coming in, or employees that are coming in, they are asking how is it that the work that we are doing connects to a larger good. And the work that our water teams are doing, it's very easy to make that argument and very easy to get them to be passionate about making a change, driving a difference, investing, building. So it's one of the most fascinating stories. I love interacting with our water teams. I love the work that our water teams are doing in building a greener, cleaner, more sustainable future for the world. And I love the future potential that the business has from a business leader's point of view in terms of the size of the business, growth, profitability, all of those.
So connecting with this advice itself, this motivation which I'm sure you must be giving to the budding engineers who are passionate to work in the water sector. As we come to the end of the interview piece as well, I'll be very happy if you can give that advice. Sure. Also, if you can give a short message for the readers of Water Digest and the viewers of WD News.
I would actually first want to start with people that are graduating, the young ones who are coming into this world. I would say first, in India, this is perhaps the best time to come in as a young person, because all modes of opportunity are available to you as engineers, as entrepreneurs, as business drivers, as service people, everything. Yeah, so the opportunities are numerous, and the opportunities are also numerous because the work that you will do will go a long way towards building the future of India. A future which is driven by growth, but also a future where our children can look back as you as a generation that made a big difference in creating a more sustainable India. And for that, the time is now, and that work has to be done in the fields, in the manufacturing plants, in R&D, and that's where a difference will get made, and in companies like Thermax. So that's my message. And to the readers of the Water Digest magazine and otherwise as well, I would say just water is one of the most fascinating sectors across the planet, and more so for India, where water is such a pressing need. So the work that people are doing, irrespective of how they touch the water industry, is of tremendous importance, and one that is going a long way towards building India and building a sustainable future. I thank each and every one of them for the work that they do. Thank you.